All right, good evening, everybody. It's Sunday night, and that means one thing. We are live here with the Diehard Racing League's Automated Office Technologies Truck Series. Tonight, they will be tackling the Tricky Triangle for 80 laps here in beautiful Long Pond, Pennsylvania. Looking at it right now, we are, of course, in the Pocono mountain range, which is a very, very beautiful section of the country. Track is a 2.5 mile, 3-turn with varying lengths on the straightaways, so all three corners are not alike here. The track temp right now is just under 104 degrees. The air temp's right around 78 as usual. And of course, as we look at the weather, the humidity, since this is fixed racing, it'll always stay at about 78 degrees for air temp, and our humidity at about 55 degrees. And as we can see, once again, it's partly cloudy skies, and right now we're just under the 2-minute warning here in practice, and we will be heading directly into qualifying. Right now, Robert Barris has finally managed to get up there on the top spot in practice. See the 97 of Cameron Hearn sitting in second right now, and the 10 of Todd Cray in third. Robert's fastest lap was a 56.253. 97 of Cameron Hearn ran a 56.318, and the 10 of Todd Cray ran a 56.353. Looking a little further back, fourth place right now with the 76 of Joshua Jones with a 56.369. And in fifth, we have the 5 of Brad Spiegel with a 56.477. We see the 6 of Rodney Kramer there make a hard left there off of turn 1 and detonate there against the inside wall. But as always, joining me up in the booth is my cohort in crime, Alan Schoen. How you doing tonight, buddy?
You know, Art, looking forward to this race tonight. Ow, that looks like it hurt.
That did.
You know, I am definitely looking forward to this race tonight. We had a pretty good showing at Michigan last night with Roaring Thunder. So I'm looking for a good showing here tonight with Diehard. You know, this is Tricky Triangle. Boy, these trucks, I drove a couple laps in practice just to see how it was, and it's going to be an interesting race. You know, the truck seems to be tight in some places, loose in others. And it's just trying to find the right line to get around this track.
I was just about to say that, as we have 18 entries tonight that are going to be taking on the Tricky Triangle, and judging by what I've been seeing, it's a typical setup for the truck here at Pocono, where it's tight in and a little bit loose off of 1, and it's plowing tight going through the tunnel turn, which is turn 2. And turn 3, it seems to be tight in and loose off depending on how soon you get back in the gas, as we've seen drivers. You see right there the 42 of William Rulin and the 77 of Seth Schultz. As the timer runs out, we're now going to advance into qualifying here, as we got 10 minutes of open qualifying. So the drivers are going to make their way out on track here and see who can claim the top spot, as with this being a 2.5 mile track, draft is going to be very dependent here, because we've got some really long straightaways here. Now, they're not all the same length, which was done by design, and trying to remember which they model the turns after. I know turn 1 is after a specific track, turn 2 is from another, and turn 3 is from yet another NASCAR track. So they kind of incorporated 3 corners from 3 different tracks, and then we've got 3 different varying lengths of straightaways. So the draft is definitely going to come into play. Tires are going to be an extreme factor here tonight. And as always, we do not run with any quick repairs, full fuel load. Are we running the the EOL penalty thing, where the first one is minus 5 points, second one is minus 10, and third you're parked?
I will get confirmation first.
As we're still not sure if that one is in effect yet, or if that is going to wait until next season with the Xfinity Series. So far, it is Robert Barris on the pole, but right now a lot of these drivers are just on their out laps. They have not laid down a race trim time. seeing how it is open qual, there will be no qual trim. We can see the 5 of Brad Spidle there get loose off of 2. See the 3 there of Ralph Vandervorst. And the 28 of Adam Nowinski. Behind him, the 10 of Todd Cray, who finally has a paint scheme on his truck, Pet's Paradise. I took a really good look at it, and it's a really good looking paint scheme there. See the 6 of Rodney Kramer, the 5 of Brad Spidle coming back out on track. And right now it looks like our pole sitter is going to be the 10 of Todd Cray with a 56-194. The 76 of Joshua Jones with a 56-267. Robert Barrison third with a 56-347. Adam Nowinski with a 56-436. And Seth Schultz with a 56-623 for the top 5 so far.
So I do have the new rules in front of me here, Art.
All right, go ahead and read them off.
New caution rule. If you cause 1 caution in the race, you can kneel up. If you cause a second caution in the race, you're going to get a minus 5-point penalty and an EOL.
And third time, you are ordered to park it.
If you cause a third caution in the race, you will be minus 5 points plus a disqualification, and there's a possibility of a 1 race suspension.
That's kind of what I figured. So if you bring out 3 cautions, you get negative 10 points. You are DQ'd from the race, and you risk a possible 1 race suspension, which that's a lot better of a rule package that we've rolled out versus the incident cap, because we did see a lot of drivers who did not have anything to do with the incident getting DQ'd. I think, I mean, I hate to keep bringing it back up, but Richmond was the perfect example of that. I mean, the 77 of Seth Schultz had, I believe he was right at 10x, and none of them were his fault. So that was a tricky rule to put in there, and we learned very quickly that that really didn't float. So now we've got the new rule package, which is much more fitting. And I think the drivers, I don't even think we'd have to interview or take a poll on that, that all the drivers are more in favor of the new rule package versus the old one. So now we have a new pole sitter, the 77, Seth Schultz ran a 56-104, which that's going to put Todd Cray back to second, as he's got the 56-194. The 97 of Cameron Hearns holding down third right now with a 56-253. Bumps Joshua Jones in the 76 back to fourth with a 56-267, and Robert Barris to fifth with a 56-347.
One other quick note, Art, here. It does appear that most of our drivers have elected to run the Chevy. We only have 3 drivers this evening running a Toyota.
I wonder why that is. Maybe since they finally updated the Silverado skin.
You know, I'm not sure, but you're looking at Seth Schultz, Chris Ostrander, and Caleb Thompson all running Toyotas. Everybody else is running a Silverado.
Wow. Well, that's kind of like Mista Shift. We see most of those guys are running either. I think it's a. Well, no, it's definitely the majority of them are running the Chevy SS, and then we've got almost as many Ford Fusions, and I believe we only had 1 or 2 Toyota Camrys in that. But yeah, going back to last night's race at Michigan with RTRL, that was an amazing show of driving. The guys went green flag from start to finish, and ultimately Robert Barris came out on top with his 2nd win with the league. Now, his first race with the league was at Charlotte, and he won that one, and last night it definitely came down to strategy. Robert short pitted there at the end and ended up bringing it home with a 9.3 second lead over 2nd place. So we're seeing if he can make this a 2 for 2 nights in a row here. So you take a look there at the 27 of Trevor Harmon. So we're approaching the 3-minute mark here in qualifying. All right, folks, so we are under the 2-minute warning here in qualifying right now. The 77 of Seth Schultz and one of the 3 Toyota Tundras on track is still holding down the pole with that 56.104. Don't know if anybody's going to be able to beat that. I know Todd, he's extremely fast. Robert's extremely fast, so is Cameron. But right now, Todd is exactly 900ths off of pole time right now with a 56.194. So with a minute 20 roughly here remaining in qualifying, I'm going to see if anybody has anything for that 77 truck. All right, we are now down to the final seconds here, so it looks like the pole is going to go to the 77 of Seth Schultz. So that means one thing, we're going to bring out the U.S. Army Marching Band. So everybody please rise, remove your hats, and here we go. All right, great job as always, and I hope you guys like the new anthem that I rolled out. I spent a few hours making that one, making sure I had the right pictures that would kind of sum up everything that is America here. So We're going to go ahead and give you tonight's starting lineup. On pole with a 56-104, we have the 77 of Seth Schultz. Starting outside of him will be the 10 of Todd Cray with a 56-194. Rolling off third will be the 97 of Cameron Hearn with a 56-253. Rolling off fourth will be the 76 of Joshua Jones with a 56-267. Starting fifth tonight, the 5 of Brad Speidel with a 56-277. Robert Barris in the 75 will roll off sixth with a 56-294. Rusty Farrell on the 25 will start 7th tonight with a 56-379. The 28 of Adam Nowinski will roll off 8th with a 56-436. The 3 of Ralph Vandervorst has that 9th spot with a 56-559. And rounding out the top 10 will be the 68 and series sponsor, James Brown, with a 56-826. Starting 11th tonight will be the 27 of Trevor Harmon with a 56-909. Rodney Kramer in the number 6 Valvoline truck will roll off 12th with a 57-010. Starting 13th tonight will be William Rulin in the 42 with a 57-102. Avery McDonald in that 29 will be rolling off 14th. 15th goes to the 73 of Chris Ostrander. Douglas Hess in the 31, 16th. Caleb Thompson in the 4, 17th, and rounding out the field will be the 17 of Cody Franklin. As we get ready for the pace car here to take off, we will be, as it starts rolling now, we'll be less than a lap away from taking the green flag here at Pocono International. Now, it's definitely going to be an interesting race, as we had pointed out in practice, due to the way that these trucks handle here on the Tricky Triangle. It's going to be a battle of who can keep the tires under it the longest, who can keep control of their truck, and don't be surprised if we see these guys 4 and 5 wide on the front stretch going down into 1.
Until iRacing can get that mess fixed, that's what we're going to end up seeing. It's going to be hard to pass. These trucks are going to draft really hard. It's going to be interesting.
Well, another thing that iRacing still needs to fix, and I know I keep saying it though, is they really, really need to, and I hope it comes out on the build that's coming out on the 6th. They really need to fix the damage model on this truck, because it's been broken ever since the last build. It's so hard for us to be able to gauge how much damage these trucks have. We can only look at the hood and see if there's a bit of a pop there or a separation where the hood is supposed to be, but we can't physically see right side or left side damage on these trucks. So right now we've got a lone Toyota out there on the front row. He's surrounded by nothing but Chevys as far as the eye can see till we get further back in the field. Once again, there are only 3 Toyota Tundras in tonight's race. We'll see Ostrander there with one in the 73 and Caleb Thompson in the 4 with the 3rd Toyota Tundra. So here we go, out of turn 3, the pace car is getting ready to drop down. Seth Schultz is going to lead us into the restart box, and we will get this race underway. Pace car is down, green flag is out. We are underway here at Pocono International Speedway with Diehard Racing League's Automated Office Technologies Truck Series. It looks like everybody's staying nice and orderly there through 1 and 2. They run down Long Pond straightaway here. Right now we're looking at 7th spot. That would be the 75 of Robert Barris.
I would look to be watching that fairly soon here anyway. He likes to be out front in that clean air.
If you look at it, it's going to be almost 3 wide there coming off of turn 3. As we see, I believe that was either the 76 or the 42 that got the wall there a little bit on the outside coming off of 3. So we'll take a look at the 3 of Ralph Vandervorst. That is the battle for 9th spot right now. We've got Trevor Harmon and Rodney Kramer there. As Rodney's going to take the low side coming out of turn 1. He's going to be able to clear the 3, so hand 9th spot over to the 6 of Rodney Kramer. But right now we see that Ralph is able to battle back there on the outside as they head into the tunnel turn here. Now Rodney's definitely got the 3 cleared, and you see the 3 shut the door there on the 27. Meanwhile, behind that, we've got a battle between the 76 and the 31. And also the 29, as we see Avery McDonald going low on the 31 of Douglas Hess out of turn 3, as well as the 4 of Caleb Thompson, and the lone truck there at the back, the 17 of Cody Franklin. Up front, it's still the 77 of Seth Schultz with a 2/10 of a second lead over second place, the 97 of Cameron Hearn, as we are working lap 3 here of 80. We see the 27 is able to clear the 76. Looking back, that is 13th spot right there, the 31 of Douglas Hess, as he's got Caleb Thompson behind him. You see the 17 of Cody Franklin trying to make the move on the inside of the 29 of Avery McDonald as well. And Cody's able to stick it there as both trucks appeared to get a little bit loose there off the corner.
Yeah, there was quite a wiggle coming off the corner there by several trucks.
Now we can see the 42 there of William Rulin. I think once these guys get everything worked out in single file, we'll start seeing the race times pick up, as right now the fastest lap right now is being held by, I do believe it's going to be, let's see. I think it's still going to be out front. 97 to Cameron Hearn, that time was the fastest with a 56.777. But this most exciting camera is not breaking off of this group of guys here.
So right now, the fastest lap is being held by Seth with a 56.589.
Now, correct me if I'm wrong, but didn't Seth hate this track? We all know Mike, the tower official, he absolutely despises this track. He wouldn't care if they paved it over and put 15 wall marks in it.
This track is a love-to-hate relationship with every driver that I know.
The drivers love to race it, but the track hates the driver?
For the most part, you know, it's a fun track to run, it's a fun track to drive, but if your conditions aren't correct, or if you miss the setup, or if iRacing misses the setup, then it's a hate relationship in a hurry.
That's why the only time I really like running this track is when it's probably usually a B Open or any Open Series race, where at least you have the time you can sit down and build a decent setup for it, to where you can get the truck or car to handle whichever way you want it to, whether you want a short run car or you want a long run car. Obviously with official racing, it's pretty much a crapshoot of whether you're going to get a clean race or you're going to get an absolute dumpster fire. So it's pretty much run what you brung, and with the Open Series, you're really only as good as your setup is, versus the fixed setup here where everybody is on equal playing ground. It's just who's going to burn their stuff up first. So a quick run through here of the top 10. Out front, it's still the 77 of Seth Schultz, the 97 of Cameron Hearns holding down second spot. Todd Cray in the 10 third, the 5 of Brad Speidel in fourth, the 75 of Robert Barris fifth, Adam Malinsky in the 28 sixth, Rusty Farrell in the 25 seventh, the 68 of James Brown eighth, Rodney Kramer in the 6th ninth, and running in the top 10 will be the 27 of Trevor Harmon. We see behind the 3 of Ralph Vandervorst there, we see the 4 of Caleb Thompson trying to work over the 31 of Douglas Hess as they came out of turn 3 there. Now, Alan, at what point do you think we're going to see some of these drivers start downshifting in turn 1?
You know, that's a tricky call to make in any situation.
And it's also a potentially dangerous one, too.
I mean, you really have to know what you're doing to start downshifting and upshifting through these corners.
Well, that was interesting. Is that because there's a pink truck there? Once again, the most exciting camera refuses to budge off of these guys.
What the fuck?
You just pulled a Kyle Petty there. Not to pull Larry MacBucks, we're sorry for that. Not. One thing I like is being unrestricted. It's fun sometimes to cut loose and just be able to say what you really want to say instead of having to sit there with Big Brother the FCC hanging over your head. But try to keep it as fan friendly as possible. But if you guys like good old fashioned raunchiness, we can definitely go there too. So we are 10 laps in here. We're still green flag, and it is still the 77 of Seth Schultz out front. As you see there, the 31 of Douglas Hess had a little bit of bobble there coming off of turn 1. Didn't really seem to affect speed at all, though, as we're still watching the battle between the 27, the 3, the 31, the 4. Meanwhile, the 6 of Rodney Kramer's made his way around the 68 of James Brown, so that'll give the 6 of Rodney Kramer 8th spot. James back to 9th. Oh, looks like Caleb Thompson got a little piece of the wall there off the 3.
Well, folks, I apologize for that. I was having a little bit of technical difficulties in my push.
You're Kyle Petty tonight. Kyle Petty at Sonoma. I'll never forget that clip. All right, so now as they're coming to take lap 12 here, I think we're really going to start seeing who's been driving their truck harder than anybody else, as the tire fall off is going to be pretty steep here given the speeds. We're going to go ahead and look right now. We're right at about 180 there on the 3 as he goes down into turn 1. We'll watch as he goes down Long Pond straightaway and see what the speeds get up to. Oh, so we got Douglas Hess out of shape, but he's able to gather it back up and keep going. Great job there by the 31 keeping that truck under control. We look at the 26. 27 here. He's right at about 155 coming through the tunnel turn. Up to about 170 before he gets on the brakes again here going into 3. And as they come out of 3, down the long front straightaway, let's see what these trucks will get up to. I'm gonna think probably about 180, 185. Not about 181 there for the 27 as he goes into turn 1. Let's take a look at the RPM gauges here. You see it creep right up to just under 8,000 RPMs, and it drops back off as they go through the tunnel turn. And now we've got the 27 of Trevor Harmon as he's trying to make a move there on the inside of the 68 of James Brown. That is for 9th position, but as we all know, coming out of 3 on that low line, that really sacrifices a lot of grip of the truck, so he was unable to make the pass there, but he's going to give it probably another shot here as they haul it off down on a 1. Now it appears that the 29 and the 73 have taken their trucks to the Camping World haulers, and they will be leaving Pocono here tonight with a 17th and 18th place finish. Meanwhile, as we go up front, we're looking from the rear tailgate of our race leader, the 77 of Seth Schultz, and right on his bumper is the 97 of Cameron Hearn. Todd Cray, 2.5 seconds behind that. As we get a good look at the Smoky Mountain Herbal Snuff, that's one of my paint schemes there. Seth wanted a Johnny Sauter paint scheme, so I did my best on that one, and he's proudly rocking that one on the Toyota there. It's good to see one of my trucks out in the lead.
Caleb Thompson just rockets by the 68 of James Brown in 2. He got down underneath him, and James just let him have it. I mean, just let him walk right on past.
If you take a look, we can see there's a little bit of a hood pop there on the right side of that Ford truck, so Caleb did make a little bit of contact with that wall. Undoubtedly, it was probably out of turn 3. So that's going to drop the 68 of James Brown back to 11th as the 4 there of Caleb Thompson is now being scored in the 10th position, as right now he's going to try and make another spot up as he's on the low side of the 27 of Trevor Harmon. They drag race down Long Pond straightaway. Right now, Caleb's got the speed. He's clearly able to overtake the 27. We see the 27. He looked like he was going to peek his nose in there, but not yet, as they're going through turn 3 right now. See what they can do here as they come out on the straightaway. We see the 27, a little bit of flames coming out of the tailpipes there, so that's an indication that 27 lifted a little bit.
So as we're about halfway through a fuel run here, these guys are starting to contemplate what they're going to try to do, see if they can make any sort of brake bias adjustments or take 2 tires, 4 tires, half a tank of fuel. See what they can do to loosen the truck up or tighten it up in certain areas.
Well, with this being a fixed setup, the only thing you can really do is, like you said, jack with the tire pressures and play around. Well, there's nothing you can really do then other than a 3. Oh, as you see the 68 of James Brown get a little out of shape there, come through the tunnel turn. He was able to save that truck as well. But that's going to cost him another position as the 31 of Douglas Hess made his way around it. So that'll drop 68 back to 12th now. And we see the 31 there as he came out of turn 3. He was Tokyo drifting that one.
Yeah, the only thing you can really do is a 2, 4, a 3 tire stop. You can try adding a little less fuel than a full tank. And I believe you can still adjust your brake bias in a fixed setup.
Yeah, the brake bias you can always play around with. Can't touch tires other than, like you said, a 2, 3, or 4 tire stop, and obviously the tape you can't touch either. So you're pretty much limited on what you can do to try and either tighten up or loosen the truck up. It'll be interesting to see, though, when the first truck comes down pit road, because as we all know, when the first one comes down, that usually triggers a mass exodus of the entire field starting to come down. Usually, we'll see it, some of them stay out to try and lead a lap, because there is a bonus point for that, I do believe.
And the 3's up tight into the wall there. He got out of the corner a little high, stuck it to the wall, and just hung it there.
Well, that's a smart move there to do, because the last thing you want to do is yank that truck loose off the wall and have it come sideways across the nose of another truck. So that's going to drop the 3 of Ralph Vandervorst back to 15th spot. Meanwhile, our last place truck right now is the 42 of William Rulin in 16th. We're going to go up to the battle for 3rd right now as we see the 10 of Todd Cray and the 75 of Robert Barris. This will be for 3rd spot. Right now, the 75 has got 3rd. He's managed to drive around the 10 of Todd Cray. So we saw what looked like a little bit of blocking back there with the 27.
I'm really surprised that Roberts waited this long to start making his way from 5th. It just seems like he's taking his time tonight.
Well, we're only a quarter of the way through the race as they come to the stripe this time by, so he's still got plenty of race to get up there. As we can see up just in front of Robert, we have the 1st and 2nd place trucks. That's the 77 of Seth Schultz and the 97 of Cameron Hearn. Right now, Seth has led every lap of this race so far, and as they come across the stripe and take 21, that will put him at 21 laps led. We'll go ahead and do a big drop down here so you guys can get the picture of what's going on. So right here, he's led 20 laps. He started first. He's still in first. His fast lap was a 56.589. His last time by was a 58.023. So starting on pole definitely does have its benefits, as right now he's been able to lead every lap so far. And as long as we stay green, I think we're going to see the field pretty much stretch out. It's all going to be a matter of who's going to come down pit road first. We can see already now the 75 of Robert Barris. Now he's got some clean air there. He has been able to get out and away from the 10 of Todd Cray. Right now we've got a battle somewhat going on for the lead here between the 97 and the 77 as they come up on the 17 of Cody Franklin. Cody right now is being scored in 16th position. He has already come down to pit road. He had a 4.5 second pit stop, so that's a little interesting, as right now we have the 3 of Ralph Vandervorst on pit road as well. He's going to roll off with a 14.8, so my guess is that's 4 tires and fuel, a full service there. No correction, Cody did, well, it's shown, yeah, there we go. So you see the 3 of Ralph Vandervorst as he makes his way off of pit road there. That is going to be putting him down 1 lap. But once again, these other drivers still do have to come into pit, so that's not really going to hurt the 3 right now, as we are only 23 laps in out of 80 here at Pocono. All right, it looks like the 27 of Trevor Harmon has come down pit road and made his pit stop. He's got a 14 flat there, so that'll be another full service, 4 tires, full tank of Sunoco race fuel. As we see the 3 of Ralph Vandervorst, he's going to try and get his lap back the old-fashioned way, as he is on fresh tires. So smart moves there by the 97 and the 77, just letting him by. And now we also have the 25 of Rusty Farrell on pit road. Rusty's going to end up with a 15.6, so that's going to be a full stop. I don't think we're going to see anything other than that, as well as, actually take that back, Rusty's got a 20.1, so maybe a little bit of damage fixed there.
Still sitting on pit road, it's 30.
Oh, really? Oh, yep, now I see it going up. So 25.5 laps in here at Pocono. It's still the 77 of Seth Schultz out front. He is our pole sitter, and he is still out there leading this race, but he's still being challenged by the 97 of Cameron Hearn.
We got the 10 of Todd Cray and the 31 of Douglas Hess on pit road now.
Let's see what Todd opts to take here. We see the right side's going up. Left side's up, so that'll be 4 tires and fuel. Right sides are up on the 31. Todd's down and away. Left side's going up on that 31 machine. Jack drops and he's down and away as well.
That'd be a 14.0 for Todd Cray and a 14.8 for Douglas Hess.
And we've got the 75 of Robert Barris coming into pit road now. Ooh, Robert slides it in and hits the wall. Ooh, that's going to be a costly mistake for the 75. He's going to have to back it out and redo it. So this is going to lose a lot of time for the 75.
That's a hurtful mistake right there.
Oh, yes, it is. See, right sides, this will definitely be a 4 tire and fuel and possibly a little bit of damage fixing there. But nope, he is down and away. So we see the 42 of William Rulin. He is also now coming down pit road.
So Robert's pit stop was only at 13.5, but he spent a total of 48.1 seconds on pit road.
Oh, that's definitely going to hurt.
So, you know, you're looking at 12 seconds more than Todd Gray spent on pit road. So that definitely is a painful hit to him.
Oh, yeah. It looks like he might have had a little bit too much brake bias dialed in there and just wasn't able to stop it in time. As you see, the 42 is down away. Meanwhile, the 28 of Adam Nowinski is also on pit road. See, the right side's up on that truck. Undoubtedly, now the left side's up. And down on the way. So right now, looking at our front two here, they have still yet to come down pit road as they'll be taking lap 30 as they cross the stripe this time. Even with Robert's extended stay there on pit road, right now he is being scored in the 10th position. So they will stay out yet again.
Your top 7 still have not.
I think we're going to see a lot of drivers trying to make this a 2-stop race. It's definitely what I'm picking up here on the 77 and the 97. They're going to try and stretch it on just a 2-stop, where some drivers might make it a 3. But everything can get thrown out the window if the clutch plug comes out.
One stop.
Yeah, 1 stop, excuse me. Now, if the caution does come out, obviously they'll go back down and it'll change the ball game completely. But as I said last night with RTRL, cross your fingers, cross anything that you can cross, and knock on wood that we do not see that yellow flag come out. So we are approaching the halfway mark here, 10 laps, and we will be halfway in, as now we've reached that point in time where we stop counting the laps up and we start counting the laps down. It's 50 laps to go now. And oh, we see the 97 there get a little bit of a bobble there as he was running the low line down there out of 3. That's going to cost him a little bit of time there and allow the 77 to stretch the lead out to 0.4 of a second. Meanwhile, looking through the top 10, the 4 of Caleb Thompson's made it up to 3rd spot, the 6 of Rodney Kramer up to 4th, the 76 of Joshua Jones 5th, the 68 of James Brown 6th, 10 of Todd Cray 7th, the 28 of Adam Nowinski 8th, 5 of Brad Spottle 9th, and Robert Barrison the 75 after his mishap there on pit road is still being scored in the top 10 in 10th. So you see the 97 once again, he's running right down there along the apron, then arcing the truck back out there. Now last time around that kind of bit him in the ass as that truck started to go around and allowed Seth to gain 0.3 of a second, but as we can see, it's been reeled back into, well, now it's stretching back out to about a 4 second. As we see the 6 of Rodney Kramer is coming down pit road right now. Oh, and he spun it around on pit road, so a costly mistake there for the 6 of Rodney Kramer's. He's now backing it up to get it turned around. Might have had a little bit too much of a head of steam coming in there, but doesn't look like he made contact with anything. He was able to lock it down. We take a look from the far side of pit road there. And from the front side, you can see just exactly how long the grandstands are here, as the 6 is down and away. So now it looks like up front, the 77 has stretched it out to a 1.2 second lead. So I think the 97 definitely is having some tire issues here. We take a look back from the leader. You can see what 1.9 seconds looks like. So you see they come out of turn 3 here onto the front stretch.
It just touches the wall.
We see the 6 of Rodney Kramer. He's going to make it by the 97, and now Rodney's going to set his sights on that 77 to get his lap back the old school way. Right now, the only 2 trucks being scored a lap down is the 42 of William Rulin and the 6 of Rodney Kramer. And I do believe we have a new retiree. The 25 of Rusty Farrell has taken that Chevrolet Silverado behind pit wall, and I think they're loading that truck on the hauler and going home. So we can see here the battle of old tires versus new. As we got leader pit road, the 77's coming down. I do believe we'll also see the 97 come with him. We also have the 4 of Caleb Thompson. Nope, we have the 4 of Caleb Thompson coming down pit road as well. So Seth slides it into the box. He's got the first stall there. We can see the 4 of Caleb Thompson there as he's also coming down. Right sides are up on the 77. Left side's up for the 77, right side's on the 4. 77 is down and away. Right side's going up on the 4 truck. Jack Drop, he is down and away as well, so that will put the lead now out to the 97 of Cameron Hearn. As he comes through turn 3 here, we should see that 97 come down pit road. He probably want to stay out there and lead a lap, but nobody's going to stay out again. As now we're going to see the 68 of James Brown rocket by the 97. That is not for position. We can see here now we got the 4 truck of Caleb Thompson. We see the 3 of Ralph Vandervorst and the 17 of Cody Franklin. Right now, Ralph is being scored in the 11th spot. Cody, right there in the 17, is our 10th place truck. And Caleb Thompson in the 4 right now being scored in 12th. But Caleb does have a fresh set of Goodyear Eagles on that truck, so he should be able to make up some time fairly quickly on these guys. Meanwhile, out front, the 97 is still staying out as we've got 43 laps remaining here at Pocono. It's only a matter of time. When is he going to bring that truck down pit road? My guess is he's going to try and stretch that run as long as he can so he can have the fresher tires towards the end of the race. Now, that's provided we stay green flag, that's probably the same strategy I would do, but
I don't think the truck will do 40 laps, so
I don't know if it will either. It's going to be really close.
Especially without drafting help.
Well, we got to figure that Daytona, with the draft involved, we have the RPMs way higher than here. I think the highest we've seen was about 8,000 RPMs. I think the trucks can make it 40 laps here at Pocono, seeing how they're not turning as high of RPM, and especially as the run progresses and the truck gets tighter and tighter, we see the speeds dropping off on it. So I think that actually is enough to where it will conserve enough fuel to where you can possibly run half the distance here on one tank of Sunoco race fuel.
Time will tell.
I mean, you're probably going to be running on hopes and dreams by the end of that run, but I'm almost certain that you can possibly make this a 40-lap one-stop race here.
As the 4 cars coming back down pit road again.
Let's see what Cameron decides to do this time as he's coming around. It looks like he is going to come down pit road finally. So leader pit road again. 97 down on pit road, which will cycle the lead over to the 10 of Todd Cray. You see Todd takes it right there. You see Caleb Thompson sitting on pit road. I guess he's getting some optional damage fix. So yeah, Todd is our outside pole sitter of the night. As you see, the Ford truck is back underway here as he's making his way off of pit road. Left sides are up on the 10, or 97, excuse me. So that will be another 4-tire and fuel stop there for the 97, and just shy of being able to make it halfway. As we cycle out to the lead once everything gets sorted out here.
Well, overall, it's been a fairly uneventful half of the race here.
That's actually a good thing, though. As we see right now, our current race leader, the 10 of Todd Cray, has a 5.1 second lead over second place, the 5 of Brad Speidel, and add another.
Around goes the 17 of Cody Franklin and the 27.
Oh, we're going to have to go ahead and take a look at that as caution is out. So now that's going to change everybody's strategies. Let's back it up a little bit here and see what happened with Cody and Trevor. Looks like we see the 27's already loose there. And it looks like the 17 just goes around on his own.
Yeah, he called to let Cameron go on the inside.
Oh, and a little bump there too.
Yeah, he had called to let Cameron go on the inside of him, and next thing I know, he was sideways, and I see the 27 just broke loose in front of him.
So we're going to back it up to here right at the point where the 27 loses it coming out of 3. And then right there, he's Tokyoing it through 3. He slides it down, and we're also going to see the 17 there, Cody Franklin, as he slides it too. And right where Cody comes to rest, the 27's trying to turn around and get it refired. We see a little bump there in the back, but they both get the trucks refired and going. But that is going to bring out our first caution here tonight at Pocono International Raceway.
Man, Cameron was lucky there. He just got by as Cody come around.
Oh yeah, that could have been a much more dreadful scenario. But right now the pace car is making its way out of turn 2. Let's see what everybody does. My guess is there's going to be a lot of takers going down pit road.
You know what? If it's me, I want to guarantee that I'm going to make it to the end of the race. 42 laps in, I'm taking my truck down pit road. I'm taking 4 tires and I'm filling it up.
Exactly. So we'll see here as the pace car makes its way through turn 3. Let's see how many drivers decide to come down pit road. This should be pretty much the entire field, as we're going to see right here. The 42 is going to stay out. The 4 is going to stay out. They are not on the lead lap, so they are not allowed to pit right now. They will be able to pit next time by. And it looks like the 97 of Cameron Hearn is going to stay out. We got everybody flooding down pit road here. See right side's going up all across the board here. Left side's going up now. Pretty much all 4 tires in fuel here. We see the 31's down away, 75 down away, 28, 10, 77, the 6, the 3, the 68. So interesting strategy call there on the 97 team by staying out on that one. Take a look there at the Pabst Blue Ribbon truck. That is the 5 of Brad Speidel. In front of him, the 75 Popsicle Machine of Robert Barris. In front of him, the Pet Paradise Silverado of Todd Cray. And then there we can see the 97 of Cameron Hearn, who is being scored right now as our race leader. In front of him is the 4 of Caleb Thompson. Caleb is going to opt out to take the free pass here, as he is in front of the leaders. The 42 of William Rulin went down pit road, so Caleb is going to stay out to get one of his laps back, as he is the only truck 1 lap down right now, so that'll put all trucks still on the track, all 15 remaining, back on the lead lap. All right, so while we are under caution here, we know these caution laps are long. We're going to go ahead and take a quick commercial break, and we will return to the action. Hopefully, we'll be 1 to green. Welcome back. We are still under caution here. Hopefully, as the pace car makes its way around this time, it will shut its lights off, and we will see the 4 of Caleb Thompson rocket past the pace car, get his lap back, and we'll double the field back up and restart this race. So I want to talk about a big break here. We saw last time under green flag stops, the 75 of Robert Barris had a huge mishap on pit road, but right now he is being scored in the 3rd spot. So great move there by the 75, and a good turn of luck there, as he's been able to take what was a bad. We see several trucks are going to come back down pit road to top off here, as we will be probably taking 1 to green right here. So the 10, the 97, and the 5 are going to stay out. The 4 is going to go past the pace car. Lights are out. We're going to double the field back up, even though the majority of the field right now is on pit road. We've got, looks like 4 trucks who have stayed out. That'll be the 10, the 97, the 5, the 68, and the 76. All right, so while the pace car makes its way down Long Pond straightaway, we're going to go through the top 10 here. Out front leading it, it is the 97 of Cameron Hearn. In second, the 10 of Todd Cray. Brad Spidle in the number 5 will be restarting third. Restarting fourth will be the 76 of Joshua Jones. James Brown in the 68 will restart fifth. The 77 of Seth Schultz, sixth. Robert Barris in the 75, seventh. The 31 of Douglas Hess, eighth. Rodney Kramer in the 6th, ninth, which is another good recovery because we saw Rodney loop the truck there on entry to pit road. He's still going to hold down ninth, and rounding at the top 10 will be the 28 of Adam Nowinski. Looking back through the rest of the field, the 42 of William Ruland in 11th. The 27 of Trevor Harmon, 12th, the 3 of Ralph Vandervorst, 13th, Cody Franklin in the 17, 14th, and rounding out the field will be the 4 of Caleb Thompson in 15th. As the pace car makes its way through turn 3, it's going to duck down pit road. Cameron's going to lead us here into the restart zone. Green flag is out. We are back underway here at Pocono. 35 laps to go. The Diehard Racing League Automated Office Technologies Truck Series. So as they make their way out of turn 1 here on the up to speed lap, we see the 5 of Brad Spidle's made his way around the 10, and we see the 68 of James Brown. He's going to haul it down into the tunnel turn and try and take away third from the 10 of Todd Cray. And looks like right now he's able to clear him, which he does so. And now we see that the 5 of Brad Spidle is putting the pressure on the 97 as they go into turn 3 here. It's going to be interesting to see how this plays out. As we know, Cameron all night has been running down there on that low line and drifting back out. And we saw, looks like a little bit of dirty air there getting dumped off of the 97 onto the nose of the 5. As we saw the 5 had a little bit of wiggle there coming out of 3. Meanwhile, the 10 is right on the back bumper of the 68. And behind that, we have the 75 of Robert Barris. The 77 of Seth Schultz is making a move on the inside of the 76 of Joshua Jones. He's able to clear him. Now we see Douglas Hess on his back bumper, and we see the 6 of Rodney Kramer now trying to make a move on the 31 as they go down Long Pond. And now we got the 10 of Todd Cray going around the 68 of James Brown as they haul it down into the tunnel turn. So a lot of action going on here. Now we see the 28 of Evan Nowinski as well. Oh yeah, they are. I think the gloves have come off, and it's balls out racing from here. I think a lot of these guys, they're running the Jimmy Johnson cuss pack. I think Chad told a lot of these guys. Well, it looks like they were able to keep it clean, but I think all the guys that are running the Jimmy Johnson cuss pack, I think Chad told them to whip it out and throw it out in the dash right now, as we're seeing a lot of aggressive moves up here in the front of the field. So we see the 75 of Robert Barris power past the 68 of James Brown. That'll give Robert 4th spot. Now he's going to set his sights on the 10 of Todd Cray, as there was a battle between the 97 and the 5. Right now, the 5 of Brad Spidle has managed to make it back around the 97 of Cameron Hearn, so that'll put Brad back out front.
Great job by Adam and Doug keeping that clean. They just kind of both wanted the same real estate. Squarely.
Right now, we're pretty much looking at our top 10 here, running pretty much balls out. It'll be 32 laps to go this time at the stripe. We see the 76 of Joshua Jones there. He gets a little piece of the wall as he comes off the 3. We see the 42 of William Ruland there as he goes underneath. I believe that's the 17 of Cody Franklin. Meanwhile, we've got the 77 and the 6. That's going to allow Seth to take over fifth spot from the 68 of James. Now, can Rodney make the pass as well as they go down into turn 2? Rodney's on the inside, James on the outside. As they come out of the tunnel turn, they're still neck and neck. But as as they go through 3, Rodney is able to clear the 68 of James Brown, so that will hand. Oh, so we got Rodney Kramer going around there out of turn 3. And we got caution on the track. Let's go ahead and see what happened to Rodney there. Looks like he just got really loose there coming off of 3. I'm going to back it up just a bit. We're going to go back here. This is the battle when he was passing James there. This is going to be going into turn 2 here, where they're still racing for position. As they come out of turn 2, they're still pretty much neck and neck. James powers up on the outside. Rodney's still down there on the low line. Let's see what happens when he comes through turn 3 here.
It looks like James took the air off the back of his truck and just sent him around.
It does appear so.
James never touched him.
Now, the only reason why I could figure that that would trip a caution would be maybe that iRacing probably called it as net code or whatever. 'Cause, I mean, there was, when Rodney got back on the track, there was no trucks behind him, so that wouldn't have tripped the caution. So I'm guessing that right there, what we saw was just a bit of net code.
Yeah, I'm not sure why the caution was called because he was well off the track.
It would have to be net code between the 68 and the 6 there. That'd be my only logical explanation as to why the caution came out, because that was not. We don't throw cautions. iRacing controls the cautions here, so the only thing that I could logically think of would be that the iRacing deemed that as net code and 2 trucks touching while there were still trucks behind that, which would throw a caution here. So once again, that's going to level the playing field here, as undoubtedly the entire field is once again probably going to come down pit road and obviously take 4 fresh Dr. Feelgoods and top that truck off with Sunoco race fuel, even though they've got more than enough fuel to make it the rest of the way here, as there'll be 29 laps to go at the stripe. To me, I want the weight in the truck that way. The truck's heavier. It's not so loose, and I definitely want the tires. Tires. Hell, have them glue 4 extra tires on top of the tires they're putting on my truck. I need as many as I can have to make that truck rotate around these corners without having to use another truck to turn it. And here we go. Everybody pretty much on the lead lap is going to be bringing it down pit road here. So pretty much we have the entire field here on pit road. Brad Speidel in that 5 is going to lead everybody down, as he is the race leader. Now let's see who wins the battle off of pit road here, as everybody's getting in their box. We see the 97 slid sideways into his box. Hopefully that doesn't give him a longer pit time, as we see it looks like might have been fuel only there for the 75. Didn't pay attention to see if he took tires or not, but that's going to give the lead over to the 75 of Robert Barris.
Yeah, if you could get 2 or even 4 tires on, well, I know you can't get 4 in 8 seconds. Yeah.
My guess is that was 2 tires and a full tank of gas, and that's all I think Robert's going to need to stay out there.
Yeah, he probably set it up for 2 and a splash.
Oh.
Whereas they only had like 10 laps on the tires, if that.
Well, we've talked about this several times, and especially last night with RTRL. Robert is definitely one of the best strategic racers out there, so if he took 2 tires and fuel, I'm going to trust him on that one, because we saw last night he short pitted in the Pure Michigan 160 in the K&N cars, and he ultimately walked away with not only the checkered flag, but a 9.3 second lead over second place when it was all said and done.
You know, Roberts had to pull out a lot of his strategy moves lately to get up front in our league races, and I attribute that to, you know, we've picked up a few other drivers that are a little higher in the class of field, And some of our other drivers, like the 5 of Brad Speidel, have stepped it up a little bit here in the truck. Or maybe those drivers are just a little more comfortable in the truck, but they're definitely giving Robert a run for his money here, week in, week out.
I think we saw last season with the K&N cars that that car really came to some people, but for the majority of the field, it was just a tight, absolute turd bucket. And speaking of this, before the race, Josue sent me a message on Facebook. The reason why he is not here tonight is he has an internet outage. Apparently, his internet provider there in Chicago got shot or something because they had a massive service outage. So Josue unfortunately was not able to make the race tonight. But looking back now, I think if we had a hard charger award, it would definitely go to that 75 of Robert Barris after the mistake he had on pit road there. He rallied back to a 3rd place, and now look at him, he's out there with the top dog position right now. So definitely the hard charger from Diehard Live goes to that 75 truck. So as hard as they ran the trucks on that last run, what do you think we're going to see on this one? Are we going to see an exact carbon copy of what we saw in the last restart?
You know, I'm not sure what we're going to see here, Art, because, you know, that 75, he's got it out front now, and it's going to be out in clean air. If he can keep it there, that's where you're going to see, and he's going to choose to take the outside line as well. So he's going to get that truck out there and get it wound up. I really think it's going to be hard to keep up with him.
Well, I don't know. I mean, inside the top 4 is consisting of the 4 fastest drivers right here. We got the 75, the 10 of Todd Cray, the 77 of Seth Schultz, and the 97 of Cameron Hearn. So Robert's definitely got some stiff competition here as the lights on the pace car are out and the field's doubling back up. Let's see what Robert can do when they come back around here and restart with 26 laps remaining here at Pocono International Raceway.
Yeah, and you know, you got the wild cards mixed up in there too. You got the 5 of Brad Speidel, the 68 of James Brown, and the 4 of Caleb Thompson all up there.
I wouldn't count the 28 of Adam Nowinski out either. We've seen him excel at a lot of tracks. I know Adam loves running Pocono, so with him being inside the top 10.
I wouldn't count him out, but I mean, that's 4 or 5 other cars that could potentially be a wild card here, as you never know what's going to happen.
Well, I do know one thing that is going to happen. As the pace car comes out of turn 3, it will go down pit road, and we will see what happens on this restart. That is the one thing guaranteed. Yeah, we are. See Robert there giving his tires a little bit of a quick scrub there. Pace car is getting ready to drop off now. The one thing to note about Pocono is as soon as that pace car drops, the green flag comes out. So pace car moves down, green flag is out. We're back underway here. 26 laps to go here at Pocono International. Robert gets a great jump there, which opens the door for the 10 of Todd Gray, the 97 of Cameron Hearn. So you see there's a pretty good gap there from the 77. That or he might have missed a shift or something, but that's going to allow the 10 of Todd Cray to get in front of him and give the inside line to the 97 of Cameron Hearn on the restart there. We also see the 68 of James Brown, and we see the 3 of Ralph Vandervorst. He got into the wall there coming out of turn 1.
Well, you know what they say, Art. If you've never missed a shift, you're not really racing.
I don't think he really missed a shift. I don't think he expected Robert to go that soon. As we see right now, the 5 of Brad Speidel. He's working the inside of the 68 of James Brown. And he's also going to try and take it from the 77. As we see the 31 of Douglas Hess, he gets out of shape there out of 3, but he's able to keep control of the truck once again. So we see Seth coming down there to block that low line. Now he's going to move back up to the high line. Meanwhile, the 5 still trying to work over that 68 truck of James Brown. And we see the 28 of Adam Nowinski. Looked like James had to put a little bit of right into that wheel to go left there, as that's going to allow the 28 by. That's going to move Adam up to the 6th position, as Adam's going to set his sights on the 5 of Brad Speidel, who's currently sitting in P5. Meanwhile, James is sinking like a rock. The 27 of Trevor Harmon's made it by as well now, as we see the 4 of Caleb Thompson. He's also going to try and make it past the 68. Next in line would be the 6 of Rodney Kramer there. As we see the 27's loose once again off of turn 3. He's going to loop it around. We're probably going to see a caution. Yep, as caution is out on the track because the truck broke back to the right. So we're going to be working our 3rd caution here. And the tricky triangle is definitely living up to its name. Turn 3 right now seems to be the worst spot right now, as I believe that is the... I think that's either the 2nd or 3rd time I've seen that 27 get loose and go around there off of turn 3. All right, so now here we go again with strategies. Are we going to have the field coming down pit road again, or are we going to stay out?
You know, 20 laps to go. Do you roll the dice? I don't know. Robert came in, took 2. It's going around.
No, so, right now the field's still trying to catch the pace car, so we'll see within about a lap whether they're going to come down pit road, as the field is going to gather up here in turn 1.
You know, if Robert does decide to come back down, does everybody else stay out? I mean, what do you do here? I mean, you got to roll the dice.
Well, knowing Robert, if Robert goes down pit road, that's saying something. And usually, if Robert takes that truck down pit road, the majority of everybody else is going to go down as well.
I don't know. You're looking at Todd Cray and Cameron Hearn out there right behind him. That's a hard call. I mean, I think if I was sitting in one of their 2 positions and I saw Robert go down pit road, I'd stay out.
Well, we will tell here.
6 laps on the tires.
So we'll probably restart this race with right at about 20 laps remaining.
I think in this position, my only chance to take that win away from Robert's going to be to do exact opposite of what he does.
Yeah, I would have to agree with you on that one. Well, we're about to find out what's going to happen here, as we see everybody is going to come down, except for Seth Schultz. He's going to fake it. And we see the 17 of Cody Franklin. He's going to stay out as well. So there you go. The majority of the field opting to come down and take it. We have the 97, the 10, and the 75. So those are 3, and the 5 as well. So there's 4 of the fast trucks right there who are going down pit road, and the other fast truck, our pole sitter, the 77, he's going to opt to stay out, exactly like you said, the exact opposite of what Robert did. So that will hand the lead over to the 77 of Seth Schultz. James Brown in the 68 will be scored in the 2nd position. Rodney Kramer in the 6th, 3rd. Cody Franklin in the 17, 4th. The 27 of Trevor Harmon right now will be scored in 5th, but I believe he will get an EOL for bringing out that caution.
Now the question is you're looking at, you've only got a 4-car buffer between you and the fast guys that are going to have new tires.
And as we take a look there, we saw there's still a little bit of damage there on the back end of that 17 from the earlier incident with the 17 and the 27, as they both almost synchro spun off of turn 3. But a little shout out there to the 17 truck of Cody Franklin. He is the Luck of the Draw sponsor here, so that's why you guys are seeing the salute to our local heroes icon there in the upper right hand corner. That is a $5 payout to the Luck of the Draw winner, which is a completely randomized thing. Mike Major, the tower officiator, he uses a computer generated program, and whatever truck number comes out will be the winner of the Luck of the Draw and receive a $5 payout. So right there, we saw the 97 of Cameron Hearn and the 27 of Trevor Harmon. They both went back down pit road again.
The 27 was the lap down.
Makes me wonder what's going on there with the 97. But yeah, as you were talking, we've got roughly about a 4-car buffer here between those that just took fresh tires and that 77 machine there of Seth Schultz. We've got the 68, the 6, the 17, and the, well, 28 went down, so yeah, that's it. You literally only have the 68, the 6, and the 17. So 3 trucks separate new tires from old tires. So we'll see how this shakes out. As
the 17 on back, Robert, Adam, Brad, Cody.
Well, lights go out on the pace car this time, but it'll be 19 laps to go when we restart this race.
Those 4 trucks back there, those guys are all on fresh rubber, so it'll be interesting. The other guys are looking at 8 laps on their tires, so.
All right, so once again, the lights on the pace car do go out here. We will cut to a quick commercial break and return with the action. All right, and we're back. So right now the pace car is heading into turn 2. And we see the 77 there opting to take the outside line. So that is always the preferred line here, especially at Pocono. So we see Robert there. He will be restarting on the inside, as well as the 5 of Brad Speidel. We've got the 28 of Adam Nowinski on the outside, the 4 of Caleb Thompson on the outside. As the pace car now makes its way into turn 3, it will be making its way down pit road for hopefully the last time, and we will restart this race with 19 laps remaining. So as the pace car dives off, we'll immediately go to the green flag. We're back underway, and this time Seth was not asleep behind the wheel, as he gets a great jump there, and we are back underway here.
He's going to need that jump to be able to hold on to this win, that's for sure. It's going to be his race to lose.
Well, he started on pole. He's led a lot of laps here. Let's see what that 77 can do, and we're back under caution.
3 car in the wall.
All right, so we're going to go ahead and take a look and see what happened to Ralph there. All right, this is backing it up to the initial restart of the race here. We're going to go to the rear chase view of the 3. Actually, you know what? We're going to actually go to chase. We see the 3 and the 27. Oh, we just see the 3 drove up into the 27 there, and unfortunately Trevor Harmon once again involved in an incident there, but this time it was brought out by the 3 of Ralph Vandervorst, so that will give the 3 an EOL there. But meanwhile, the field has gathered the pace car there out of turn 1 as they go down Long Pond straightaway. So we're going to go ahead and take a look here at a brief summary right now. We've had 62 laps in the books here, 6 lead changes. We're working our 4th caution now, and as of right now, it is for 13 laps. Our top 5 right now consists of our race leader, the 77, of Seth Schultz. Second goes to the 68 of James Brown, Rodney Kramer in the 6th. Third, the 17 of Cody Franklin. 4th, and Robert Barris in that 75 machine will round up the top 5. Now, looking at Seth, we're going to look at it. He started on pole tonight. He's led 39 laps. He is still sitting in that top spot right now, and if we continue to see cautions, breeding cautions right now, this might be the clutch moment for that 77. As long as he can keep getting those good jumps on the restarts, and we keep seeing cautions come out here, we might actually see, as we see a little bit of pit faking going on there. If cautions do breed cautions like they tend to do here, not just on iRacing, but in real life, this might actually play out in the 77 camp's favor. As we ride on board with your race leader right now, you can hear him clutching that truck. Taking a look here at the field behind. You can hear that 77 as he pulls the clutch in there and lets that truck coast a lot. Because right now it's dead silent, and you'll hear him let the clutch back out and roll back into 4th. As we look on board behind from the 68 of James Brown.
Yeah, you know, and Seth really probably doesn't need to save fuel, but what I think he's doing is trying to keep as much weight in the car as he can.
Exactly.
By not burning the fuel off on it.
It almost sounds like he's even cutting the ignition on it. Because I don't hear any idle. Usually when you push the clutch in, it just goes to idle. We're not hearing anything out of that 77, so I think he's pretty much just killing that truck and then refiring it.
Oh, it's very well possible.
Yeah, he's definitely cutting the ignition on that one, because I listened very closely that time, and there's absolutely no sound coming out of that truck when we hear the RPMs drop. So he's cutting the ignition on that truck to ultimately save the fuel. Meanwhile, we get a good look there of the 68 of James Brown. That is another one of the trucks that I had painted for James that is sponsoring his business there, Automated Office Technologies. He is also the series sponsor here for the Diehard Racing League Truck Series, and will be for next season's Diehard Racing Xfinity Series, brought to you by Automated Office Technologies. So let's just take a quick second here to highlight the 68s. We'll get a good look at his paint scheme here. You can see we've got the main logo that you can see there up there next to the scoring loop. It's got his address, his phone number, and as per James requested, I put his downtown James Brown there on the front glass. Now we'll take a look around at the rear of the truck. Repping the Diehard Live TV and the YouTube Gaming. Of course, I had to take every chance I could. And then on the back, there's a inspirational quote as the race is now back underway. We see once again the 77 of Seth Schultz gets a good jump there on that restart. So he's going to lead us off into turn one. They come out of turn one for the first time, getting up to speed here. We see a lot of shaking and moving going on.
And we are 3 wide from 5, 28, 17.
It almost looked like the 28 of Adam Nowinski there had a little bit of a wiggle coming off of turn one, which forced the 3 wide. Now we're going to go 3 wide again with the, almost contact there between the 4 and the 17. Now that's going to force it 3 wide with the 97, the 31, and the 17 as they come through turn 3 here. You see the 5 coming out. 5 gets a piece of the wall there, and he's in the wall again. That's going to be very costly for that 5 truck, as we see a plethora of other trucks. We're 3 wide again coming down the front stretch. The 4, the 97, and the 31. They're still 3 wide as they race it off into turn 1. Now they're going to break it down to 2 wide. So it'll be 13 laps to go when they cross the stripe. Meanwhile, we've got the 6 of Rodney Kramer. He was taking a look there on the second place truck of James Brown. We see, the 31 Douglas has off track there out of turn 2. So this time the 77 will lead another lap here at Pocono. The laps are dwindling down here. Hopefully we can stay green flag to the end here. And finally, one of my paint schemes, whether it be Seth's, James's, Adams, somebody, get one of my paint schemes into victory lane for once. They're going to go down here into turn 2. Everybody's still pretty much kind of patient here. As we saw, the 68 had a little bit of a tail wiggle there as he exited the tunnel turn there. But that is a common thing to see the trucks do there, because that little hump that's there does make a difference. As we see the 6 of Rodney Kramer all over the back bumper of that 68 as he gets a piece of the wall there coming out of 3. That's going to allow the 75 of Robert Barris to easily make the pass, as well as the 28 who's going to set the 6 up here. He's going to clear him. And now we'll see the 10 of Todd Cray if he can make the move around the 6. as they go down into turn 1 once again here. Now we got the 75 looking to the inside of the 68 as they come out of turn 1. Robert's definitely going to put the pressure on the 68 of James Brown. If he can clear him, it's going to come down to the 77 of Seth Schultz. Can he hold him off for 11 more lapses? Now we see the 75 has made it around the 68, and now the 28 of Adam Nowinski. He is also on the charge as they go into turn 3. He's going to have James cleared as of right now, but he's got to maintain that. As we see, James has got it back up to about dead even as they come off of turn 3. Seth is going to break the draft there. Smart move by the 77 to keep Robert from gaining some additional time. Now, right now, it is only a 4/10 of a second gap between first and second. So, good call there by the 77, dropping down low to break that the draft there on the front stretch, as we still see the 28 of Adam Nowinski trying to work over the 68 of James Brown.
Meanwhile, it's just behind the top grade, round 6 of Rodney Kramer, and he's going to try to come up here and get into this mix as well.
It'll be 10 laps to go as we see once again coming up at turn 2. The rear end of that 68 machine getting a little tail happy, so that's now going to give the favor to the 28 and the 10 as they both go to the outside for turn 3, which is definitely the preferred line. You lose a little bit of speed there coming out of turn 3, but James is able to get back in behind the 28 of Adam Nowinski, so that'll move James Brown back to 4th. Meanwhile, up front, it is down to a 3/10 of a second lead and shrinking between the 75 of Robert Barris and the 77 of Seth Schultz, as next time by will be under 10 laps to go. Meanwhile, the 10 of Todd Cray now is trying to work over the 68 of James Brown, and we see the 97 of Cameron Hearn. He's going to be trying to put some moves there on the 6 of Rodney Kramer, but right now it's the 10 of Todd Cray as they come down into turn 2. He's going to take that spot away from James, so that'll push James back to 5th spot. Meanwhile, we have the 97 of Cameron Hearn working the inside of the 6 of Rodney Kramer. That is for 6th position here as they come out of turn 3 here. And up front, Robert Barris has brought it down to a 1/10 of a second lead. So I really don't think the 77 is going to have enough to hold off that 75. As we can see, the 75 is all over the rear end of that 77 truck. As they go down to turn 1, we see the 97 still trying to work over the 6 of Rodney Kramer. And it looks like Robert's got a bit of a run there on the 77. Let's see if anything manifests as they go off into the tunnel turn here. And the 97 is able to clear the 6 of Rodney Kramer. Now we see the 4 of Caleb Thompson. He's going to try and look to the inside of the 6. That will be for 7th position there. Meanwhile, we see the 97 of Cameron Hearn. He's got his sights set on 5th spot of James Brown there. As we see Robert and Seth are racing door to door. Who's going to get it at the line here? It'll be Seth by just a fender, as Robert's got the preferred line now going down into turn 1. So we will have the battle for the lead here. As they come out of turn 1, it's still anybody's game. As they go down into the tunnel turn again, let's see what Robert can do. That time he's going to clear him, so that hand the lead over to the 75 of Robert Barris. And look at the 28 of Adam Nowinski as he's right there on the back bumper of that 77 Smoky Mountain Herbal Snuff Toyota Tundra. Now Adam's paint scheme there, he's got the Trax Custom Graphics paint scheme. I did that one for him as well. So let's see if Adam can make the move for 2nd spot here.
You know, both of our top 2 cars there are running direct drive wheels. They're both out in AccuForce, so I mean, these guys have got to be getting tired after 75 laps of mayhem.
Well, We'll definitely get to that question, obviously, in the post-race interview, because right now it looks like Roberts, now that he's out there in clean air again, he's just going to walk away. Right now it seems like the battle is going to be for who's going to take second. As we see the 10 of Todd Cray is now on the back bumper of that 28 machine. As we cycle back to it, we're looking right now at the 28 of Adam Nowinski. He's currently being scored in third spot. We do now have 6 laps to go here at Pocono. So right now, if you've got the truck and the tires, now is the time to be making any move you can. We're going to move a little bit further back here in the field. We're going to go back to the battle here for 7th position between the 6th of Rodney Kramer and the 4 of Caleb Thompson. Behind them, the 76 of Joshua Jones. He right now is being scored in the 9th position. Caleb right now has the run as they go into turn 3 here, but we all know that inside line loses so much speed versus running that paved groove there. But we'll see what Caleb can do, as he's got the full draft as they go down the straightaway. 5 laps to go here at Pocono, so we are down to the wire. Robert right now with a 4/10 of a second lead and climbing. It's going to shrink a little bit in the corners, but on the straightaways is when we definitely see it open up. This is going to be the battle for 6th, 7th, and 8th between the 68 of James Brown, Rodney Kramer in the 6th, and Caleb Thompson in the 4. Caleb, once again, he's got that run going into turn 3, but can he hold on this time? This time he's not on the very bottom of the track, so this might actually work out, but Caleb gets it a little loose there, so that's going to cost him, as the 76 of Joshua Jones is going to get by. So that's definitely what we see there, especially coming out of turn 3, is a lot of loose trucks. So we're going to move back up as we look at the battle now, as we see the 97 of Cameron Herney is currently being scored in the 5th spot. Todd Cray in the 10 4th. Adam Nowinski in that 28 still in 3rd spot. The 77 of Seth Schultz still in 2nd, and Robert Barris out front. It'll be 3 laps to go as they cross the line this time by right now as they come out of turn 2. We can see that the 28 is also rocking the Automated Office Technologies logo there on the deck lid of that truck. So 3 laps left here at Pocono, which almost is like a Talladega, but one last turn. I mean, you've got the speed, but these corners definitely play a huge factor, as we've seen all night with the way they push into turn 1, and sometimes they get a little bit loose, and other times they just push right into the wall. And then the bump there in the tunnel turn, we've seen that upset several trucks. And then obviously the Achilles heel tonight has been turn 3, as we saw a nice little tail slide there from the 10 that time through the tunnel turn. I believe we saw a little bit of one off of the 77, but it'll be 2 laps to go here this time as Robert takes the stripe. He's got a 7/10 of a second lead here. So right now, Robert's looking pretty there in first, but we still have 2 laps to go here at Pocono. So right now, I still think it's going to be who's going to come home second. It's not going to be who's going to win it, who's going to be the second place finisher. They're going to be the 77, the 28, the 10, or the 97. Because right now, with the way these guys are running, honestly, I think it's more of a closer battle between the 77 and the 28 than it is the 10 and the 28. but we'll see as they've got 4 more corners before we call this race official here. So Robert will take the white flag this time by at the stripe. So we'll be on the last lap here at Pocono. Does Adam Nowinski have anything for the 77 truck? Does the 97 have anything for the 10 truck? We will find out here as we are down to 2 corners now left before this race is official. As we see the 97 right there on the back bumper of that number 10. Don't know if any of these drivers really have enough truck left to be able to put a move on anybody, but we see Seth is reeled in by 2 10s, but it's not going to be enough. So pretty sure that we're going to be handing the checkered flag over to Robert Barris 2 nights in a row. Last night with RTRL, and tonight he is going to come home with the victory here with the Diehard Racing League, as he is going to take the checkered flag here at Pocono. He is going to be your race winner. The 77 of Seth Schultz will bring it home second after starting on the pole. Third spot will go to the 28 of Adam Nowinski, and we've got a incident there at the line between the 68 of James Brown and the 4 of Caleb Thompson. So let's go ahead and take a look back there and see what happened, though, before we start going in and looking at that. We're going to back it up and see what happened here. This is coming out of turn 3 for the final time. Let's see what happened here between Caleb and James. Looks like just really close racing, and it looks like almost looks like Caleb might have turned the 68, but at least they made it past the line there, so they will get scored for the position they were in. But that is going to make it official, and word from the tower, the luck of the draw goes to your race winner, the 75 of Robert Barris. As we see him come down, he's undoubtedly going to start celebrating. So in the meantime, we will bring in our 3rd place finisher, Mr. Adam Nowinski. All right, Adam, that was one hell of a finish there. We thought for a second there that you had something for that 77 truck at Seth Schultz, but you still managed to bring it home in 3rd spot. Tell me, how was the race from your point of view?
Long.
Besides long, we know that.
It wasn't bad in the beginning, but I mean, once you got to the cautions, that's what really started to get long.
Well, this track is definitely right up there with Indianapolis, Daytona, and Talladega. The caution laps obviously take a toll not only on the mentality as a racer, but mainly on the bladder, especially if you didn't get a chance to use the bathroom before the race started. But nonetheless, we saw a lot of dicey moves there on a couple of the restarts, and we saw, obviously, with all the late race cautions, everybody coming down, that definitely leveled the playing field out. But you definitely had the speed there towards the end of the race, and you brought it home 3rd. We thought possibly we could see a 2nd, but it's great to see that 28 machine finally up there in a podium finish here, especially at Pocono. I believe, now correct me if I'm wrong, you love this track, or am I absolutely, completely ass backwards on that one?
No, this is actually one of my favorite tracks.
Yes!
It just sucks. At the end, it was just a pain in the ass. I mean, I couldn't get around Seth. I tried. I knew he was on older tires. I tightened the truck up at the end. I mean, just trying to set a fuel strategy for the end. It kind of started working out, and then a caution would come, and another caution would come. It was going to be really close at the end when we had, I believe it was about 37 laps to go. We could make it, the guys who went in, but man, it was getting down there, and then you could just I didn't add any fuel, tried to tighten it up, and it helped coming out of three, but it just there was no lane to get around south. I tried and tried.
Well, nonetheless, you brought it home in a podium finish with a third place finish tonight. That's still got to feel great.
Oh, it feels great to finally with this dismal season I've been having.
Yeah, I think you have had about the shittiest luck out of some of the drivers here, so this is a great turnaround, and it's definitely going to help you in the points. Is there anybody that you would like to thank?
Just Seth and all you guys putting this on, and you guys broadcasting it.
All right. Well, once again, congratulations on that third place finish, and do believe. Shut up, Alan. Alan's in Ventrilo saying very dirty things to me right now. We'll see you next week at New Hampshire.
All right, we'll talk to you guys later.
That was our third place finisher. Now we will bring in the 77, Mr. Seth Schultz. All right, Seth, you set her on the pole tonight. You led a lot of laps, but unfortunately, the inevitable happened. The 75 of Robert Barris came, and he took that lead away. But other than that, the first question I want to ask is, how do your arms feel after that race?
Arms aren't too bad, but I'm a little hot and sweaty at the moment.
Oh, we definitely saw when Robert came down pit road and you decided to stay out that we knew that once the cautions started coming out, cautions bred cautions, we saw that you got some great jumps there on the restarts, which is exactly what you needed to do because you only had a 3-truck buffer between you and everybody else on fresh tires. Walk us through that last run up into the checker.
Well, I knew I was gonna key air, or I can't even talk.
Neither can we, so don't feel bad.
Well, before I forget, I'm gonna thank Automated Office Technologies, James Brown, and Cody Franklin for sponsoring as well with the I can't even think right
Luck of the draw.
Yes, for the luck of the draw, and we're using support your local heroes with that. So I want to thank those guys first off. The last few laps when that caution came out, and I knew there wasn't going to be a lot of laps, but I really wasn't sure I could hold off Robert the whole time. But I wanted to make sure I could lock up the most laps led. So really, that extra bonus point for doing that really helped as well. No, I didn't have the fuel in the car or truck, so it wasn't loose enough, and I was getting a little tight. But then as the run went on, it was actually starting to get better. So then it's like I needed a longer run for that to pay off. So it either needed to be over with a caution at the right time, or I needed there to be a 30 lap run. But no, clean air was huge, and it showed because Adam couldn't get by me, and he even said he was trying to figure out how. But and then Robert, I could hang with him, and then you could see it the last 2 laps, the tires, I really cooked them a little bit once, and then you had to wait a couple laps to get them back and go again. But other than that, yeah, that's what it come down to. It came down to clean air, and I told the guys, that's enough. We raced the whole half of the race without a caution, and now we're having cautions after caution. So knock it off, try to race the best you can, and then they did. I really did need another caution, but I was glad one didn't come out for the race sake, and for it to finish under green. I was hoping for a side-by-side finish, but oh well.
Well, nonetheless, you did lock that most laps led. You led 49 out of the 80 laps, so that bonus point is definitely going to help, as well as the second place finish. That's definitely going to be a great points night for you. Now, I'm still waiting to see that 77 truck get into victory lane. Aside from, obviously, Cody for throwing out our Luck of the Draw sponsorship, and James for sponsoring not only this season and next season. Is there anybody else out there that you would like to thank?
I gotta thank everybody for showing up week in and week out. Thank you guys for broadcasting, doing what you guys do. It's glad to see you guys back and whatnot, and really just thank everybody for coming. That's the biggest thing. So if it wasn't for the members, we wouldn't have what we got. and off to New Hampshire next week. So hopefully it's not a grease pit and we can keep the ass end underneath us.
All right. Well, once again, congratulations on that second place finish, and we will see you next week at New Hampshire.
Sounds good. Have a good one, guys.
You too. And now the moment we've all been, well, I know Alan's been waiting for. Let's bring Robert in. All right, Robert, that's 2 nights in a row, 2 wins in a row. But first, there's one question that me and Alan both have to ask. What happened on that first pit stop there?
I have a lot of rear brake. I tend to drive these all the stock cars with a lot of rear brake up and turn. Just an advantage of the pedal set I have. Lets me get away with doing that. And there was a car in the stall before me, and the pit road for Pocono is really bumpy. And I saw my pit stall a moment too late, and tried to hook a left in there, and it just came around with the brake bias and the bumpiness, and it probably wouldn't have been too bad, but the momentum carried me forward. So not only did I end up sideways, pinned up against the wall, but ended up too far forward. So I had to back all the way out and come back in. And yeah, I was very unhappy with that. That definitely had me seeing some red. I was fortunately able to rebound from that one.
Well, definitely though, as far as I know, we don't have a bonus point for it, but as far as Diehard Live TV is concerned, you definitely got the Hard Charger of the Night award after having that mistake on pit road, then getting back up into the top 3 and ultimately winning it. Second question now, obviously, and it seems to be a weekly thing. How are your arms feeling after that race?
Not too bad. With the looseness, the trucks are really loose here. So it doesn't have a lot of steering. The bumps aren't too bad. It's really the brakes. There's, if you're able to, you can carry a lot of brake into the turns, especially turn 1, and use that to really set your run up off the straightaways. So my left leg's feeling it a little bit, but that'll be all right. It's a big weekend, go back to back. I think probably everybody knows I'm a big cat person, and last October we had a cat, our favorite cat. We lost to cancer, and tomorrow we are going to go pick up a new kitten to bring into the family. So 2 wins in a row, back to back. That's gonna make the drive out pretty fun, but in the grand scheme of things, we're looking forward to tomorrow and getting a new member for our household.
All right, now we watched it unfold on that last restart. Walk it through as a driver point of view on the final restart up until the checkered flag.
It really started the restart before. I did not get a super good restart, and I was able to kind of get back besides. I don't even remember who was besides me. I think it was Adam. And for turn 1, I think caution came out, so that gave me a little bit of ammunition to know what to expect for that final restart. Thought about putting it 3 wide there on Rodney. That would have had me on the very bottom, which probably wasn't going to be great for momentum on exiting, so I kind of backed out and just had a little bit of patience. I think there was I can't remember, there was a 4th car in there, because I think I was running 5th at the time. I think that they got cycled out, and then Rodney had a issue. I think he hit the wall at a 4, or I guess it would be 3 here. Got by him, kind of got by, got a good run on James. And then once I got to Seth, it was just a matter of were my tires and whatever we had differences for fuel load, could that counteract the clean air he had. And I think he had trouble through, I think it was turn 1, lost some momentum, and I was able to get besides him. We went side by side for a little while, and finally got him cleared and enjoyed that clean air.
Well, that's definitely going to be an extra sweet drive tomorrow as you did bring in back-to-back wins, not only tonight here with Diehard Racing, but last night with Roaring Thunder at Michigan after winning it off of strategy. Not only did you win, you had a 9.3 second lead over second there, so that was definitely a good win in tonight, just as the icing on the cake. So another great points night. Is there anybody that you'd like to thank?
I want to thank everybody at Die Hard Racing League, Seth, Alan, you, Mike, Rodney, everybody at the league, everybody at Die Hard Racing TV, for bringing the racing to the viewers, Mike for being up in the control tower, Automated Office Technologies for getting the bills paid this season, and all the viewers, everybody who turned out.
All right, well, once again, congratulations on the win tonight, and hopefully you can use the forward momentum next week as we head to New Hampshire and possibly make it 3 or possibly, well, no, we're off next week with RTRL, I believe, and hopefully you can make it 3 in a row here.
Yeah, we're gonna go for it. Did your partner in crime run out on you tonight like it did last night?
No, I'm still here. By the way, you are the luck of the draw winner.
That's right, you are.
Tonight, so.
Oh wow, it's 2 in a row. We'll put that back in, and we'll get somebody. It's a $5 reward, right? We'll get that to somebody for maybe a Polar War or something for next week.
All right, well, once again, congratulations on the win, and we will see you next week at New Hampshire.
Looking forward to another flat track with heavy braking. Those are very fun. Those are awesome.
Well, if anybody knows how to do it, you definitely are the class of the field, and we'll be looking to see you in Victory Lane again.
Time for.
All right, with that being said, that's going to do it here. We're going to go through the results here. Obviously, coming home again with the win 2 nights in a row, the 75 of Robert Barris. Our pole sitter, the 77 of Seth Schultz, is going to bring it home second tonight. The 28 of Adam Nowinski will bring it home third. The 10 of Todd Cray fourth. Cameron Hernan, the 97, will bring it home in fifth spot. Rodney Kramer in the sixth, despite having a couple issues there, one on pit road, looping the truck, and then catching the wall there out of turn 3. He's going to bring it home in the sixth spot. The 68 of James Brown will bring it home seventh tonight. The 4 of Caleb Thompson will be our 8th place finisher. The 76 of Joshua Jones brings it home ninth, and the 31 of Douglas Hess will round out the top 10. In 11th, we have the 3 of Ralph Vandervorst. Cuddy Franklin in the 17 will bring it home 12th. The 42 of William Rulin will be our 13th place finisher. Brad Speidel in the 5 truck will bring it home 14th. The 27 of Trevor Harmon will roll home 15th. Rusty Farrell, Avery McDowell, and Chris Ostrander unfortunately retired their trucks behind the wall, so Rusty will finish 16th. Avery, I believe, with the Starting Park, 17th, and the same for the 73 of Chris Ostrander, who will round out the field in 18th. So, Alan, any final words here from Pocono?
Not that I can really think of. Overall, it was a pretty good race. We had a couple of issues that possibly could have been avoided, but for the most part, it was a good race. And I still don't know how Robert made up that deficit as easily as he did, but hey, it's another win for him in the books.
Well, next week we move on to New Hampshire, which is the big paperclip, so it's definitely going to be a lot more technical racing than it was here at Pocono. I know Robert said the trucks were loose tonight, but flat track with a lot of brake. Hopefully it doesn't turn into what we saw a couple seasons back, where it was just wreck after wreck after wreck coming off of turn 2, but only time will tell, and we'll find out Sunday night. I'm trying to remember. We are off next week, or next Saturday night, for the Roaring Thunder League. We will not be on air. And yet to know what we're doing, if we're going to carry on with the regular season schedule or if we are going to be doing something else with Mr. Shift Racing on Tuesday. But nonetheless, there will be something going on Tuesday night, so stay posted and we will keep you up to date on things. But for tonight's race, that's going to do it here at Pocono International Raceway. Robert Bears brings it home with a win. So for everybody here at Diehard Racing and Diehard Live TV, thanks to everybody for tuning in, and we will see you guys next week.